All right, Heroes of France allows me to pull together some really great wines to dig down a little deeper, kind of refresh our knowledge about some of the most important categories of France. And inside of those categories, identify some of the leaders. Now, our guest today is Andrew Major, and he works with Kermit Lynch, legendary importer based out of, is it Oakland or where is it
Berkeley.
technically?
In Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Yeah.
Let's dig in, Andrew. We're going to talk about a bunch of wine today, and I thought a great place to start would be in Sancerre. And so tell us about Hippolyte.
Yeah. So Hippolyte Reverdy, this is a family that has been making wine in this region going back to 1600. Now, in Sancerre, they started making wine even further back from that. This was started in the 12th century by Augustine monks. And this region really developed because of the Loire River, and it was a really important trade route going to Paris and to other places. So they originally just started developing wines because it was easy to get to the river and easy to ship it off. But yeah, this family's been doing it here since 1600, like I mentioned. It's only had the Sancerre AOC status since 1936. And what's really important with Sancerre and so many other parts of Burgundy is that it's the limestone that's underneath this ground. So it's an old ancient seabed. So limestone comes from all the fossilized crustaceans and seashells and things that get compacted. And it's basically just a giant piece of chalk underneath the ground. And that's great for wine. It's great drainage, forces the grapes to dig deeper. It's really great for retaining the acid in the grapes. It just is really great for Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir, the varietals that we love from Sancerre and Burgundy and places like that. But yeah, they grow just Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Noir. It's predominantly the white wine, the Sauvignon Blanc that you have in your drinking. They make a little bit of Pinot Noir and then a little bit of rosé from that Pinot Noir. Only about 8,500 cases are made with this winery, so not a ton. This is a style of wine that they like to have it rest on the lees for about 2 to 3 months, and they stir it about 4 or 5 times during that time. And that's just to keep those lees in contact with the wine. They like just a little bit more roundness, a little bit more happening in the wine because of that. And then they bottle it the following spring, usually around Easter time.
Yeah, this is a classic. If you've been buying Sancerre for a while or going to any French restaurant for a while, this is probably something you may have seen out there in better places. It's not in your chain grocery or anything like that. 8,500 cases. It's not a ton. It's 170 tons of fruit actually, but it's
Yeah.
but it's not a lot of uh, uh, of wine in terms of Sancerre. Some of the producers can be quite giant. But this is a very high quality brand and really has stayed kind of the same, and their ambitions haven't really superseded their capacities, and keeps it pretty impressive and pretty boutiquey. And I still think the price value here is exceptional. You're getting a great bottle of a classic wine from a classic producer in a classic region, and really this is listed at the top of the category, top of the food chain in Sancerre. There's a few of them, but this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I personally also just love the label. I think it's one of the coolest Sancerre labels out there. I used to buy it because of that before I started working for Kermit. And thankfully the wine is really good. Um, yeah, it's a cool bottle of wine, and the 2022 vintage. It's fresh, it's bright. They had a disastrous 21 vintage, so we're happy to have a little bit more of it back. But this is, yeah, your classic on point, high quality Sancerre.
Very cool. I hope you can't hear that banging going on. We have a new neighbor out here, and
Oh, no, no, I don't hear it.
they're building their racks and stuff. It sounds like they're about to come through the wall.
No.
uh, well, yeah. Again, the label, the price, everything's on point. The wine. Let's taste it now. No wood, right, Andrew? Just super
Correct.
traditional and
Yeah,
stainless
stainless
steel.
steel.
Yeah, and lee's time pretty normal.
2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
And we do stir the lees on that about 4 or 5 times during that period.
yeah. So it's a classic, and this is, when you go to a great restaurant, and even a sushi bar, and you're looking at a wine list for something that goes great with so much great food. This would be one of the type of wines I would be on the lookout for.
Mhm.
Everybody loves it. It's bright, and there's a wonderful clash between the freshness, the crispness of the fruit, and the minerality of the place. And Sancerre is absolutely a major defining category for the heroes of France tasting. So thanks for bringing it to us, and we will taste it now and be right back.